Hello, welcome to the Heart's Frontier. I'm Kate, and if this is your first time joining us, then welcome, welcome. You've stumbled onto a business collective energy reading. This is a video where I tune into anyone who owns a business or is working on a project, or even if you don't own a business, really, if you're an integral part or if you have a passion for your career, again, if you have a project that you work on, this can be applied to that. I would love to know if there's other things that I'm missing as to where this can be applied to, but I do have a lot of folks who follow me who have their own businesses, and I love business. I'm a big business geek, so I would love to talk more about how I work within my business, how I keep productive, stay efficient. And a lot of the ways that I found I can do that is because I am intuitive, and so making decisions has been different. I don't need to, I'm human. I will stress on things from time to time, but nowadays it's a lot easier. I do trust the flow that whatever I'm acting on is the right thing, as long as I'm acting from my heart and feeling compelled to do that at the time. So I do these energy readings because this is something I do for myself, and I thought I should really just share it with everyone. There's no reason I just need to do this only for me. I'm already feeling like this week is on the business and career side is about confidence, expanding. It's feeling like about accepting more potential for yourself, and also is seeming like a little bit about self-worth. And we've been chewing on identity a lot as a collective thing. Definitely we're in Aries energy, so leadership, legacy, things like how you show up, how you present are becoming painfully obvious maybe that they're needing attention. I'm getting the feeling like you've been thinking recently about maybe some sort of image adjustment, and you're getting good signs towards that. So whatever that is, if it's maybe buying a new item for yourself, or committing to a health practice, or like a photo session or something. It's something about image as it relates to your work. Maybe you just had this idea and you were like, oh, I kind of just saw myself looking like that for some call or for some, whatever it is, something relating to image. You're getting a sign to go ahead with that. So animal for the week, we have two here for the business collective energy. We have whale spirit and skunk spirit, and I am loving this. This is so, I don't know why I didn't do this before. I really used to just pull cards and then speak directly on them, because it does allow messages to come through really easily. But something I was missing in that, and that I realized in my time off that I was missing for my own self, was I want to be in the magic just as much as you are. And it's where I enjoy things the best. So me telling you a little bit about what I'm feeling and then seeing it in like proof in the cards right away is really exciting to me. I'm going to try to do that more often. So whale spirit is trust the great mystery. And when I was thinking about the whale spirit, I was thinking about diving deep. And so this made a lot of sense to me. I do feel as though if you haven't had a time recently where you've been diving deep and been able to like get into the depths of your purpose, really, this is about your purpose is what it feels like, then this opportunity might come up this week for you. Or you might feel guided to just get a little bit deeper, a little bit more introspective maybe, because sometimes, the whale, it's like we can see them only at a certain level and then it might not be possible. So thinking kind of about that, like, is this a time where you need to actually retreat in order to, or like descend in energy in order to trust, in order to build that faith? Basically, sometimes we need to pull our energy down and just say, I need to operate, one step in front of the other here, rather than assuming I know all. So this is trusting that you're being guided, which means your potential is actually a lot larger, because if you trust that you're being guided and that you don't know everything, then whatever is going to happen is bigger than what you're imagining. Because if you trust that you don't know everything that's going to happen, it has to be larger than that. So hopefully that helps you, that reframe of thinking. Kind of a simple little one, but I don't know. Let me know if that resonated with you. Okay. Skunk spirit is know your worth. And that's why I was also chuckling, because trusting the great mystery and knowing your worth seem like exactly what we need to be focusing on right now. In our business, in your project, whatever it is you're working on, if you're not feeling certain of yourself, or you're not feeling that you're the person to deliver that message or to do that thing, it will show And it will show up in how people respond to you. So it will show up directly in how your potential clients or how your current clients respond and interact with you. If you are second guessing your worth, if you are not putting, earnest energy into investing in your worth, right? If you see that you are like missing something, that's not saying you're not good enough. That's saying you need to learn a thing. And so if you don't value yourself enough to step into that growth, then this is what you're being guided to, focus on this week is how can you trust the great mystery? Because often when we are not seeing our worth, it's because we're seeing ourselves as disconnected from that thing, and which means you're assuming that you know everything that is required for that, and that you'll never be on a direct path there, which doesn't really make any sense because often, and I'm sure you've found this as well, often when you get to a destination that at one point was a dream of yours, you arrive there going, that didn't, go the way that I expected. That didn't, when I thought of that dream, that's not how I saw that happening. And that happens a lot, like to a lot of people. It's not just me that happens to, although that happens a lot to me. There's so few situations in life where I go, from the idea and what I thought might happen, being a psychic, being an intuitive, right? I think, okay, I see this vision. Okay, that's how it's got to work out. Like, that's never how it's worked out. It's so silly to think of things that way. So if that helps you, as it does help me, I'm sure I'll re-listen to this and go, yeah. yeah, I guess I have to know my worth. Guess I have to look at these things that these things that limit you being really just useful teachers, just things to push out of the way, just growing opportunities, right? So you have no limits other than the ones you choose to put up, no barriers other than the ones you choose. So limitless is one of the cards that showed up for our abundance for this week. How do we step into abundance? See yourself open to receive in the most miraculous ways. And I have to say, my life lately has all been about how can I receive? How can I receive more fully? How can I receive more intuition? How can I receive more love, more romance into my life, more commitment, more connection? How can I receive more nourishment? How can I receive more time, more freedom? And how can I receive more of life? How can I just receive more of it? How can I take in and absorb and integrate more of life, more of feeling, more experience? So this has been something that, what do I do on vacation? I think about the biggest things that I can in my life. But that has been on my mind. How can I absorb and take in more life and more joy, more meaning, and also more growth, more suffering, more tragedy? How can I take that in and hold it? So see that, you're here, we're all here for a larger than us divine purpose. There are, numerous magic, synchronous, incredible things that happen to us in our lifetime. And should we choose to follow those signs and those omens and that path, we will be reminded of how limitless we are and how full of love we are. So next card here is self-love. And again, self-love, self-worth, this is what I'm feeling we're being drawn to. It says, let the wall fall that separates me from my own vulnerable inner child. I long to take care of myself like never before. And this is what we're doing. So if you didn't watch the weekly collective energy reading, I suggest that you go back and watch that now, actually, because it says, I long to take care of myself like never before. So this self-worth piece that has shown up throughout this reading, accurate, but also in the weekly collective energy reading, I was talking about us stepping into a new way of operating. And so this new way of operating, if that's happening in your personal and everything else kind of life, it will also affect your business and your work. So how is your current identity serving or not serving? And which parts of your current identity are outdated and needing to just fall away to make room for who this new person is that you are stepping into? And it's not really ever new, right? It's not entirely new or entirely changed, but you will feel as though you're stepping into multiple different versions or updates of self. I think technology is a great tool for us to understand a lot of spiritual concepts, especially in the modern world where we maybe we're raised more with technology than we were with spiritual ideas or concepts or community concepts. So when you think about something running updates, right, it's like you need some of that processing time. We're just getting out of that processing time where we're aware that there are going to be upgrades, but we're just watching the screen loading. We're just watching going, I hope you're right. I hope this doesn't wipe everything. And the thing is, the new operating system is going to work better, but it might feel a little weird at first. And the more that you just say, I'm ready for this, I'm ready for this, I'm ready for this, the easier it's going to be for you to learn and not get overwhelmed. Okay. One more for this week. Let's do healing with the angels. So what kind of angelic support, what upper world support are we getting for our business this week? Business collective energy. Guardian angel. So look, we are protected. Okay. We are protected. And not only are we protected, we are capable of great learning. Okay. So if you are getting stuck at all this week, at all, remember, you are capable of great learning. You can learn anything you need to learn. Okay. So that is the business collective energy reading. I'd love to know if this resonates with you. If you're watching the business readings, if you didn't even know that I'm doing business readings, then, be like, I agree. Or, maybe I'm just going to watch the other ones. I just love to know where people are at. I hope you like them, though, because I love business. So I just want to keep talking about it more. I'd also just love to know, if you're going to be watching these, I would love to provide more support. The weekly collective energy readings can be quite a big energy. The business will be a little bit smaller. So let me know, what are you actually dealing with? What do you need support with right now as it comes to your business? Is there anything that you'd like to hear me talk about? I'll share more of different experiences and, opinions that I have based on things that I've learned over the years. I've been in business for over 5 years now, with 2 different businesses. However, before that, I'd always long since been into business, all throughout my teens and everything. So yeah, I just love chatting about it. I really do. And sometimes we don't get enough, especially if you're on a solo entrepreneur journey, we don't always get to have real good chats about our business, how it makes us feel, different things that we might be trying to decide. We just sort of go with the motions. So let me know, what are you chewing on? What's working, not working for you? And is there anything that you just like more help with? It could do with spirituality in business. It could do with energy in business, manifesting in business, but it could also just be business in general. It could also be something personal, right? So let me know what it is that you think you might be chewing on or working on, and I'll see whether I can maybe create some content to help you out. So thank you for joining us here on the YouTube channel, and hope to see you soon.